Ya son las 7:40, me grita mi jefa, levántate morro, te vas a la escuela. A mí no me engañas, aún no te bañas, pues tienes los ojos llenos de lagañas. Parezco deforme con el uniforme, era de mi hermano y me queda enorme. Le pido dinero para el recreo, me dice que lleve un lonche de huevo.
No comprendes, metes, no sé por qué no entiendes. Yo te mando a la escuela y tú nomás no aprendes.
Harto estoy, que me corten el pelo y parezca señor. No sabes lo que tengo yo en la mente. Jugar fútbol, soccer ante mucha gente. Ambiente ardiente, un gol con la frente. Se ve, se siente, el morro está presente. Yo no quiero escuela, prefiero el fútbol. Yo no quiero escuela, prefiero el fútbol. Yo no quiero escuela, prefiero el fútbol. Jefa comprende, prefiero el fútbol. Yo no quiero escuela, prefiero.
And that is how we kick off episode 490 of Cantina MX Football Podcast. What's up? How to switch it up, you know? We're in the Liga MX Final, and it's going to be the number 1 team, Toluca, defending champions, against the number 2 team, Tigres de Monterrey. We also have, some other things we might want to dabble into on tonight's episode, but welcome everyone. We're live, as a reminder, on Twitter Spaces and on YouTube. So if you want to join us, feel free to request to speak. We had 2 semifinal matches over the weekend, and they were jam-packed. The inevitable downfall of Cruz Azul, of course. They had their first match 1-1. Really, honestly, both semifinals, at least the first leg, were very uneventful. Cruz Azul and Tigres tied 1-1. And Monterrey had just the 1-goal lead over Toluca. Things were a lot different on the flip, though, with Toluca really taking advantage of that home field. They scored early and often. They were up 2 goals very quickly. And then in the second half, they scored a 3rd goal. And Monterrey was able to get a couple goals back. But in the end, they got through 3-3 on aggregate. A little, I guess, frustrating because on the other side of things, Tigres got their goal very early in the match. Juan Bruneta made it 1-0. And then at the very end, Juan Jose Sanchez Burata did score an own goal and made things a little bit interesting. And also, Cruz Azul missed a PK. So, in the end, the Cruz Azulada was inevitable. One thing I want to point out that I thought was interesting in both semifinals, technically, Tolucas and Tigres didn't beat their opponents. They tied on aggregate. They go through on the away goals. And that is how this final will be matching up. Another thing to note, Toluca was the best team in the league, 37 points, only lost twice. But Tigres only lost once, and they were right behind them with 36 points. I'm very glad we're seeing some consistency in the league. The top 8 teams that finished in the table ended up getting into Liguilla, at least the play-in. And then from there, it came down to the top 2 teams. So that's where we start off tonight's episode. I want to welcome our guest. Let's bring on Joel first. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, how you doing, Joel?
What's up, Jaime? Good right here, man.
That's
Enjoying
good,
this
man.
weather.
Yeah?
Cold, but good.
Yeah. Well, I think in LA it's a little bit warmer than out here. It's 45 degrees, so I'm pretty cold.
Oh, snap. It's not. It's like 56. But,
Not
yeah.
too shabby.
Nah, we're spoiled over here, man. That's cold for me.
Yeah, so Joel, what do you think? I mean, in the end, it was the number 1 team versus the number 2 team. Is that fair?
Yeah, I would say it's fair. I think all of those teams that were there, the last 4, all of them are candidates, and so I think no really surprises. and like you said, they were both ties. Like
Yeah.
on the global was 2-2, and it was so it just shows how evenly matched the league is. So like I know it's a pipe dream, but I would part of me wishes for that the long season format, which is really the regular season format. It shouldn't be called long season. It's just the regular season. So I would like the regular season format where it's just points. Um, and I think we would have one of the more exciting leagues out there where you would have in the final match days you would have about five, even six teams competing, or not that far off, especially when compared to like in Spain and England, even Germany, where it's quite the distance. You'll have over 10, 12 point leads from first place to their their rival, their immediate rival.
For sure. It's going to be interesting final. I'm going to bring in Abdias, who's been all around South America. It's pretty late for him, but we appreciate you hopping on. Abdias, welcome.
Buenas, buenas putos, ¿cómo andamos?
You tell me, dog. Your Cruz Azul failed to get to a final. No surprising to anybody else, but maybe yourself.
Mira, güey, antes que nada, nomás déjame te digo, ya regresó por quien llorabas, ¿ok? Estaba en Brasil, estaba haciendo cosas, pero you know what? I downloaded the last episode, and all I heard was puro bitch. Y todavía peor, güey, con un montón de pinches marranitos más. Squeak. Nos partieron la madre, que quién sabe qué. Pinche chícharo, las Chivas no son verga. ¿Por qué chingados güey este puto equipo? Como pinches jotos, güey, cada uno de ustedes. Pero bueno, ya, ¿verdad? El pasado es pasado y ahorita estamos viendo lo que estamos viviendo y pues, ¿sabes qué, güey? Puedo ser honesto. I didn't get to watch the second match, the home match for Tigres. I was in the middle of the flight, so they didn't have live sports. I couldn't link up. I just passed the fuck out. So I missed that. But on the away, Tigres did their job, man. They shut down defensively. They were the best team that I've seen, like just shutting down space. They were doing really well. They were doing what they were supposed to. The fact that the game ended drawn at, what was it, 3-3?
Yeah.
Right, overall, like, ni me duele, güey. 3-3. Larcamón empujó the way he was supposed to. Fucking the league, the position on the league table is what moves you forward. Cruz Azul a couple tournaments ago was on that same page. Like, I can't even be mad about it. It's the way the league's set up. It's the way it is. A mamarla. Pero ¿saben qué? Yo no me escondo, no soy puto, no soy huila. Por eso estoy aquí, güey. Aunque estuve volando y me perdí el pinche partido, yo no le esquivo ni les quito el pecho a las balas.
For sure. Yeah, I think the big decisive moment in that match was in the 72nd minute where Gabriel Fernandez misses the PK. Nahuel Guzman guesses correctly, gets the save, and I think that was kind of like the point of no return for Cruz Azul. If they would have scored there, that would have put a lot of pressure in that last 18 minutes. In the end, don't get me wrong, in typical Liga MX fashion, Cruz Azul do tie the game, and that really made things interesting for the last, I don't know, minute and a half that was left in stoppage. And, I do think that it's really unfortunate. It's like in football, it's like a battle of inches. Cruz Azul only fell to third place by 1 point to Tigres. So it's not like, Tigres were overly dominant, in the season and Cruz Azul was like far inferior. Like they were pretty much neck and neck, So I think for a semifinal to go this way where, well, we just finished higher in the table, so we're through on ties I don't know. I would have wished to see at least like golden goal or something, spice things up. I really don't like this whole like going through because you finish higher in the table. Like once you're in the playoffs, like fuck that, bro. They should do it like NFL style. You cannot finish in a draw. You have to like, go to sudden death or, in football, like I think if you score a touchdown, you win the game or they have a chance to rebuttal. And I feel like in Liga MX, they should just try to do something similar where fuck the draw. Like you go for the win, make it decisive.
Like, even then, man, make the fucking away goal count like it used to back in the day. Like, yo, do you understand how fucking exciting it is when I'm watching Conca and I'm like, hold on, wait, away goal counts here. So let's start doing math to start seeing like how spicy this shit gets.
Yeah.
And it makes it so much better. Right? Because you're like, holy fuck, these guys are down by X amount. They need to make this many more in order to win. Like, it makes it so much more interesting. It makes it so much more joyful. So bring that back. If at the end of the day you're still tied the way it was with the Cruz Azul Tigres match, fuck it. Go straight to penales. Save your players on here. Do the way the Club World Cup did. Just go straight to penales. And then you're good. Now, the other little interesting fun fact is when we faced Tigres during the regular season, you know what the score was?
What was the score?
1-1.
Oh, wow.
1-1 tied. And so it's just, por eso, güey, ni me duele. Pues, ¿sabes qué, güey? No hay pedo. Like, no perdí, no gané. La tabla me partió la madre. Like, no tuve de otra. Se chingó.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some sort of incentive or, switch up. We're already like looking at next season and how, obviously the World Cup is going to interfere with the next Liga MX Liguilla. And they're saying that, they're obviously going to be pulling players before the season ends and that they're going to allow up to 9 foreigners on the pitch. Because of that, it's like, bro, what are we doing, dog? Like, who makes these decisions? It's terrible.
Yeah, no, it's about to get stupid, dude. But hold on, really quickly. Talking about stupid and talking about next season. So if you can't beat them, you just buy them? What's going on with Ángel Sepúlveda, way? Like, les partió la madre, and then literally the next week you're trying to buy him?
Yeah, it's a head scratcher
Fucking
for me.
Losers, bro.
I really don't like any of these offseason rumors that I'm looking at. Starting with that one, Ángel Sepúlveda is rumored to join Chivas. Like, there are already some, Report fans confirming that it's already like done. And, obviously Chicharito is bowing out. We're not extending his contract. He's not renewing. He's free agent. And also Alan Pulido. So you have 2 veteran strikers that are leaving the club. Hormiga finished as joint top goal scorer in the league. So we're not really looking at veterans right now. I think he's the one that's going to be the starting striker. I don't know how it's going to sit well if we hire another veteran. Like, do we not learn our lesson? We did this with fucking Peralta, right? We picked him up when America like let him go for free, basically. And now we're doing the same thing with Ángel. And we already had Ángel Sepúlveda once upon a time. So it's like, why are we even having him return to the club? I understand he's like,
Peralta had been injured though.
Dude, we should not
He had been
be
injured.
we should not be buying this guy. How old is he?
He's old.
31, 34.
He's 34. What are we doing?
Yo. This is Liga MX, bro. That's a joven promesa. I'm pretty sure it's on Ricardo's list.
He has been passed around like a fucking $5 hooker. Started his career at Morelia. He was on loan to Toros Neza, Querétaro, Morelia, Chivas in 2018. 5 appearances, 0 goals. He went to Necaxa, Tijuana, Querétaro, and then eventually at Cruz Azul, where you could arguably say that was his best stint. 30 goals, 84 appearances.
It has been. Honestly, this sounds a lot like the deal for Antuna, right? Like he was top Mexican goal scorer. He was like doing all of these things at Cruz Azul. He gets sold to Tigres for, a decent chunk of money, and he just falls flat on his fucking face. So go ahead, Chivas.
It's just
Take
a bad
him.
move. It's a bad move. I understand.
No. It's a Chivas move, which means it's a great move for you guys, horrible for everybody else.
So one thing I will add, he was nominated for CONCACAF Player of the Year. So he did get a nomination this year, but I just don't. That shit's behind him, though. I don't know. Maybe Rifalo can make some sense of this. Welcome, Rifalo, to the show.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. So on the Sepu thing, it's good to have different sorts of tools at your disposal as the manager. You want like different kinds of strikers with different kinds of profiles. Sepu is a target man, a veterano who's already been the top dog of Liga MX. I think less than a year ago, he was one of the better strikers in the league. He's kind of fallen a little bit, and maybe he's kind of like at this crossroad in his career where he's 34 years old, and he could either maintain the high level that he's been producing in the past year and a half, or he could significantly drop. But we're going to bet on him, and I think he fits a few boxes or checks a few boxes for Milito, in that he's like strong, good in the air, knows like the dark arts, knows the league. It's not his first rodeo. He's 34 years old. So I think he's going to provide much needed depth because, Hormiga is young. Hormiga is fast and he's got the world ahead of him, but he's got like these muscle injuries. Like he missed, the last leg against Cruz Azul completely due to that injury. So we need more players in that role. Chicharito, like you mentioned, is leaving, and Pulido is also leaving. So like it's just Wilkie, Sepu, and this guy right now. And so I don't mind that. But what I think is interesting is I think this is an indicator of a rebuild at Cruz Azul. We have that Polish guy who's rumored to leave. We have Larcamón even rumored to leave. And then you have players like Rotondi, who I think like a year ago, I was like, if you heard me on the pod, I was like, this is the best player in the league with Paulinho, right? Like him, and I thought those two were the best by a long shot. But like Rotondi's nowhere near the player that he was then. And then you have, I think, Ribeiro, rumors of him wanting to leave. So I think this team's about to be dismantled, and like a serious rebuild's about to start taking place with the Chemos.
Interesting. This is typical Cruz Azul sketchy ass business decisions. They do a lot of transfers every season, and rebuild and.
But them selling the 34-year-old striker, it makes sense for Cruz Azul to sell him.
It makes sense, but it doesn't make $3.5 million sense, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's not reported. Well, that's reported.
No. It definitely does, because he just re-signed his contract with Cruz Azul, and that's where the clause was set. So now let's turn around and flip him. And once again, Chivas, I don't see
Chivas paying that amount. I don't see them paying that amount.
Is it because they're broke, or you think that they're actually business savvy?
I think they are business savy.
They hired fucking Chichabuelo, güey. ¿Cuál pinche business savvy do they have?
Well, because they needed someone at that time. They didn't have any name players.
What, they needed 2 goals in like 3 years?
The marketing was phenomenal, man.
Yeah, it was. And it almost paid off. He scored that penalty.
It was the right move.
Paid off, bro.
It was the right move.
Bro, hey, he scores that penalty, it would have paid off his year or how much it was of just sucking a fat one. It would have fucking paid off. It would have still been doing headlines. But
What, just for you to make it and to lose at semis?
Don't matter. I mean, you're selling
Like,
the
wait,
storyline,
the only way that penal like carries any weight is if you win a championship. Otherwise, at the end of the day, it's still pinche Chicharito.
I think people just wanted one like winning moment with him. One moment that they
He
can.
did. He got his fucking cabezazo versus Monterrey.
He did.
No, but it's not the same.
Well,
You saw him cry and break down.
Unfortunately, that's not going to be the last memory people have of him.
Yeah, he was replaced.
That's why I said like that penal wouldn't have mattered unless you would have won the championship.
Nah, I think it would have. I think it would have. It would have been like a climatic type of thing. I don't know. They're still doing that Chiwa thing on Prime. It would have been a good finishing of the season with that. It was part of desperation, but because there wasn't enough players where they could go after a big name, to have wearing the Chiwa shirt, and they still can't do that. They're still not there, so they have to rely on one of their players becoming a big name and staying long enough. Because as soon as they get decent, they're almost out the door, like Mateo, and who knows how it's going to happen with Hormiga. And I think, but I don't see them paying that 3.4, even 4 million. I don't see them doing that. A bit less, 2 million, 2.5, but over. I don't know, man. Seems a bit much. And with these numbers, we get them from the media. They're not like, it's not like they're the factual numbers. They'll just throw numbers out there. That one guy, one of the dudes that came out, was it Medrano or is it one of the more established? He was saying it was less than it's being reported. I could go with that. I don't think Cruz Azul even.
Either way, you recoup all this money that you're paying Chicharo and Pulido, and then you fucking waste it on over the hill Sepulveda. Like, that doesn't make sense.
No, but it depends. But it depends how much they spend. That's why.
Either way,
agree with you. If
he's a veteran.
Save all this money.
He's a veteran player. He's not going to take a pay cut, dude.
Yeah, he will.
No.
Because, bro, he's not. He's at his age. He's not going to another big club. That's it. Cruz Azul is selling them. You're bound to end up like in a Querétaro or a Puebla. So if it's Chivas, then he'll happily go back there. Because what team do you see him getting bought from? His best thing would be to stay at Cruz Azul, which he'll probably not get to play. He knowing Cruz Azul, they're probably going to go and buy some top talent for next season. So this guy is, I think he saw the cards, man. I mean, what would you done? You could have stayed Cruz Azul and just collect.
Well, if it's true what Abdias is saying, I mean, he just renewed his contract with them, so I would have thought he would have stuck it out where it's working for him. But maybe Larcamón has other plans, or they want to invest in the club. They got to semifinals with their current squad. Maybe it's an excuse for them to open up the coffers and sign somebody else. But for Chivas, like, dude, you just offloaded 2 veteran strikers that clearly did not, we didn't get our money back on them. They didn't produce the goals that we expected them to. It's like, oh, what's gonna make Sepulveda different? Like, it's the same situation.
Well, I mean, a bit different because he's not injured. The both Pulido and Chichabuelo both came in an ambulance. They arrived in an ambulance. This guy,
and they come from a winning club.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Versus Chivas. When was the last time you won a championship?
It's been a while, man.
In fact, I hear that what is it? Toluca might be catching up soon.
Yeah, I was actually just going to bring this up. They were interviewing Marcel Ruiz leading up to their final, and he was pretty laid back. He's like, hey, there was a lot more pressure for us to win the last final. This one, we're a little bit more relaxed. we're not going to label ourselves as favorites, but we feel very confident with the team that we have. And then, they're asking him like, hey, if you guys win this, are you guys like one of the biggest clubs in Mexico? And he's like, no, that's already been established. We're number 3 in league. So we're already like cemented ourselves as one of the big clubs in Mexico. We have a great fan base. We have a great stadium. And, he was talking a big talk. I'm like, okay, Marcel Ruiz, I see you. And, they have 11 titles. They're one behind Chivas. And they could potentially tie us before the end of the year.
Damn, bro. So who's going to send me all y'all's phone numbers? Just that way I can call you and make sure you're still alive.
It doesn't bother me. I don't really care who wins this final. I think both teams are deserving of it. Obviously, if Tigres win, they have 8 titles, so we still have a little bit of cushion there. But yeah, obviously, if Toluca, equalizes us in titles and eventually surpasses us, that's not gonna sit well with Chiva fans. It's not gonna sit well with me either.
That's it, man. They're like fucking stepping on your heels.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's no signs of anything changing anytime soon. I mean, our last title was in 2017. Obviously, we got close in 2023. We lost to Tigres, ironically. And since then, we just haven't been back in a final. And
Wait. Can you tell me about that final? How did it happen?
It's, we're still trying to process it now. I will say, football always gives you revanchas. And there's just a tendency to have full circle on certain things. We beat them in 2017 and then they beat us, in 2023. So it's like they got their revenge on us, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Maybe we'll get our revenge on Pumas from the final that we lost in 2004 one day. Who knows? That's just how football is. Mexico's playing the opening match in the World Cup against South Africa. That's like full circle from 2010. So that's just how life is, man.
That's a wild one. Yeah, I was traveling when it happened. I couldn't join that episode, but I shit you not, that's the one game that gives me a little bit of like pavor. Right? We ruined their party, and it might be very likely that they ruin ours.
You think we ruined their party?
We beat them.
We tied 1-1. We almost lost that game, bro.
I was pretty sure we beat them. Either way, like,
God, bro, you need to stop huffing cement.
We looked better than them on the field. I remember watching it and being like, "Damn, dude! Like the host country's always supposed to win like the opening game."
And they almost did.
Nope.
They almost did, bro. We freaking conceded first, and they had. They had that, iconic celebration against. Do you not remember, bro? Like, what?
Oh, I do. And then it got tied, and then
Rafa tied it up in the 79th, bro.
Exactly.
We almost lost that game.
Football history.
The Shalabala. I don't even know how to spell it, but I just remember it was the Shalabala that scored that goal 55th minute. Against Oscar Perez and his T-Rex arms. I think a goalkeeper with regular arms could probably save that goal. But we'll see what happens in that opening match next year. But I love the fact that that's the opening match. It's full circle.
So onto the Chivas, the Luca thing. Like I straight up don't care. I know I sound like a fan, like a deranged fan, but I really do think we're on the cusp of greatness with, Milito at the helm. Things are looking good. So I'm not really too worried about, Toluca catching up. I think success is in our way. I think we're making the right moves, the right investments. The future looks bright for Chivas. And not so much for the Chemos, dude. I think they're going to fall short of their investment. They put a lot of numbers into this team, and they won one title, I guess, lost a bunch of others, and now it's going to be rebuilt. So,
but they're closer though. They're a lot closer. I think
I don't think so.
I like your positivity for Chivas, but
Mira, pinche pobretón, ¿ok? La próxima vez que quieras hablar, me respetas, ¿ok? Porque antes que nada, eres pobre y negro, ¿ok? Vamos a entender quién es quién. Segundo, ¿estás jugando el derbi de las Américas? No, entonces se me cae el hocico. Porque ahora le voy a partir la madre a Flamenco, nomás para que todos aprendan quién soy. All right, ¿tú?
Chivas is buying Cruz Azul scraps, man.
¿Tú cuándo fue la última vez que jugaste un pinche partido internacional?
Ouch.
Hey,
Didn't we make one up? I think we made one up against Boca Juniors a while back.
That was the debut of Chivas TV, and the stream kept cutting out. And they charged $5 for that game. I remember they charged $5 for that game.
Hold on, but the point I want to make is that our stock is rising. Like we're
I know.
Our squad is young. You know, our coach is has the fans captivated. And if we compare this Cruz Azul to the Cruz Azul of Anselmi, where they were like this swashbuckling best football in the America side, maybe, like amongst the best, they were the real protagonists, right? And then like they started drifting away from that, and then the Vicente Sanchez era happens, and it's like they become more pragmatic with these brilliant moments. But as time has gone by, the brilliant moments from this Cruz Azul side have been less and less. And like I said, people like Rotondi,
but they're still competing. But they're still competing.
Didn't they finish undefeated in SEU though?
Yeah.
You know it, Papa.
You're coping.
And still going into next season.
But the point is that they don't look as domineering as they did.
Well, but that still speaks to their strength, though. Even not looking, they're still fighting. I mean, look how they got eliminated. The other team didn't outplay them. They tied. It was just on the points.
And yes, they beat Chivas, but like I said in the last pod, like we were in the position to win it. They won by panzazo. They had to have Chicharito fucking implode on himself in order for them.
We beat ourselves
to
more than they beat us.
Exactly. So it's not like they're this amazing team. I think a year ago they would have beat us convincingly, and so I'm saying that they have.
Well, I mean, but that's Chivas growth, like Chivas has grown, so they're not weak, So then it's like that doesn't take credit from Cruz Azul. I mean, look, they're playing Flamengo, right? I hope I got the right Brazilian team. And then
Flamengo, yes.
Next season they're in the Champions Cup. And I'll tell you, they're going to be one of the candidates to win it. Well, we're not at that. Chivas, I'm sorry, we're friends. We're not there, man. We're pretty far back.
Are you guys playing Conca?
No.
No.
What are you guys playing?
Maybe MLS Cup.
Leagues Cup, maybe?
No, but that's not the point that I'm making.
¿Ves, güey? Los pobres tirándole a los ricos. No mames.
Our star is rising and their star is waning. Is the argument that I'm making.
We're like those guys at the Lucha Libre that are yelling at the fans that are sitting by the ring. You guys seen that?
Mirando from the bottom, gritándoles pobre. Preguntándoles cómo está la beca del bienestar. No mames.
Yes. I'm sorry, Riff, because Cruz Azul is. Look, man, the last one said Miguel Calmon, they've been doing pretty good. I think they've been doing good. It's just not as easy that you expect them to win all the time. But I mean, it's those teams that are always.
But here's the thing. Cruz Azul is expected to win all the time. Chivas is expected to not shit the bed
all the time. We expect you to fall on your face every time, and almost every time, with one exception in like 20 plus years. That's exactly.
But at the biggest stage, you just shit the bed consistently.
I mean, you were limited in the semis, right? Or so. I mean, is that the biggest stage? I don't.
Y tú en los octavos, güey.
Yeah, thanks to a missed PK, or else that would have been your ass. And it's crazy because
Puro copium, boys. Puro
Chicharito scores that
copium.
PK, and maybe Chiquete saves his ankle because that shit did not look good.
Chicharito scores that PK, and Chicharito fucking ODs in his hotel that night. All right, that's how fucking life-changing that PK would have been for him.
He overdoses off the Rogaine, bro.
It's not Rogaine, bro. It's Sharpie. I looked closely. It era puro pinche Sharpie.
Yeah, that hairstyle was pretty bad.
He would have done Carradine style, choking himself right on the door.
Yeah, the only rumor that sounds pretty saucy for Chivas is Brian Gutierrez from Chicago Fire, $5 million. That seems like a legitimate upgrade in the midfield. But Sepulveda, I don't know if it's gonna sit well with him being the supporting, actor to Hormiga. And Chivas don't really start with two strikers. And we also have Ricardo Marin returning from loan. So there's a lot of questions in the air as to what our starting lineup will look like next year and who our starting striker will be next year.
Well, that's what you want, right? You want to create competition in the squad to make sure that, you didn't have much competition when you had pretty much two petados that were expected to give a bit more, and they just weren't delivering. So these guys, at least, they could put more of a fight. I think that benefits the young guys. And I see someone like Milito. I feel he's pretty just, with the exception of Camberos. I don't know what's going on there, but he seems like someone that's he's not going to put players just for that, just because they came in, because he never really played Pulido. So maybe Pulido never truly convinced him,
Yeah.
Where he
and Wilke kind of just faded.
So whenever a little like speedy winger or like a trickster is on the bench, I forgot what professional player said this, but he's like, it's basically he's not winning his duels in practice, and so it's like what you're saying. He hasn't impressed Milito day in day out,
or maybe
like
he just doesn't defend.
Oh yeah, that could be another one. But I did like those words of that guy. Like if you see the guy that's supposed to be like an attacking threat on the bench and staying there, he's probably not winning his practice duels.
Makes sense.
Well, every time I see him on the pitch, he's winning those duels pretty easily, actually.
Wait,
are we talking about Camberos?
Yeah.
Bro, the Camberos thing... The Camberos thing goes back all the way to last tournament. No mames.
Yeah.
It's all about the contract renewal.
Yeah.
But he renewed it. I mean, he looked good in under 17.
I mean, he signed, but...
That was the youth tournament.
He signed, but it became a whole fucking thing. Like, everyone was talking about it. Everyone knew that he was holding out. Everyone knew that Chivas wasn't playing him anymore because of it.
But
and he hasn't played for a whole season.
Yeah, he looked the best in the 17 tournament. But again, that's a youth tournament. And we've seen it before. Some of these players that look really good in the youth national team, but then can't break into the first division squad.
Pero no mames, he was looking good in first division. Right? When he got his breakout, he had like a solid 4 games. And then they were trying to pressure him to a contract renewal. He said no.
And then
Se puso sus moños. It was the off season. The season starts. He signs at the tail end, and they don't play him again.
Yeah, that probably hurt him, by not going so long without playing, and then different coach.
And then he goes to the U20 and it looks great, So it's it's one of those things. But Kid Cal is apparently on his way out. Might be loaned out to New York Red Bull, so that's gonna open up a spot for him, I guess. But Kid Cal, unfortunately, in his last game, he looked good. He scored a goal, and
he looked really good.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, man. I know, like they're saying,
he's confirmed?
He wants to get a spot on the World Cup roster. Like, dude, he ain't going to the World Cup. He hasn't gotten called up
No.
to the men's national team since he went to Chivas.
Unless Pochettino told him, like, got on the phone and was like, "Hey, if you play regular PT, I'll call you up." Yeah, and unless that happened,
Doubt it.
I don't really see. Yeah.
I mean, he's got some great intangibles. He's fast as fuck. He's strong.
Yep.
But he can be inconsistent. He can be kind of dumb in the way he plays.
Very.
He's not World Cup caliber, dude.
No,
like,
he's not.
just be honest.
He's
He
not.
had a good game, and he's young. He's young. He's got the world ahead of him still.
No, he's not good enough to play for the U.S. men's national team. Not with Pulisic, the god, the white Pele, or what they say? He's basically the
LeBron.
I
The
forgot.
LeBron of soccer. Or
Oh
something?
yeah, the LeBron James of soccer. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Yeah. So
Was that during the ceremony?
it was
No, that's a while back.
what's that show called where is it Pawn Stars? They go to like the pawn shop.
Yeah, it was Pawn Stars. You're
And
right.
somebody had a Chelsea framed jersey of Pulisic, and it was autographed, and it was like really nice framed, jersey and memorabilia. And the guy's like, "Yeah, he's the LeBron James of soccer."
Wow.
And then the guy's like, I'm not an expert in this. I'm going to call an expert. And then the expert's like, yeah, no, that guy was fucking tripping balls. This ain't worth anything. Like,
Don't buy sports memorabilia from crackheads.
it's like, this guy sucks. Like, don't fucking believe anything this guy's saying. Yeah, it was pretty funny, though.
So you could find this at the Ross. You can find this jersey at discount rack at Ross.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh, man. I'm looking at the head-to-head between Toluca and Tigres. The game ended 3-4 in their regular season. It was a pretty intense game. So, what can we expect from this final? The leg's actually on Thursday, not tomorrow, but on Thursday, and then the final will be on Sunday. So, like, what can we expect from this game? I think it's the best offense versus the best defense, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we can expect a great showing from Diego Lainez, who's just really cementing himself as someone to look out for. I kind of lost hope for him. He came back, bench player from Real Betis, comes to Tigres, plays, still on the bench. We don't see a lot from him. Even now, I think he's only got 4 goals, 4 assists, or maybe 9 total combined. So it's not like he's doing like crazy numbers, but like on the pitch, he's doing all the right moves. He's passing the eye test. He's winning the duels. He's mature with his circulation of the ball. He's tracking back. He's getting in people's faces. Everything I want to see from someone, I'm seeing it in Diego Lainez. I just wish the numbers were just a little bit more, double digits, goal and assist combined. That would be like, chef's kiss. But I think he's really impressed me. And so that's one thing I wanted to touch on.
That last one, that whole bit about getting in people's faces. Bro, he's a fucking asshole during the game. Like, he is on their ass the whole fucking game. And good for him. That's his game. That's what he's playing. And you can see it get to his opponent's head. And they just struggle the whole time. So, amazing growth to see him do that. And like you mentioned, it's the best defensive team. When I was watching the first half of the Tigres Cruz Azul match, I was just impressed at how solid the Tigres defense was. They neutralized Cruz Azul. They were holding really well. And so it's going to be interesting, but I still see Toluca coming ahead.
I think closing in at home is going to be a huge factor in this. And there's also still questions about Alexis Vega's health. They haven't ruled him out officially yet, but I don't think he's going to play. That being said, Paulinho is a fucking nightmare, and he's a force to be reckoned with. and he's gonna cause a lot of trouble for Tigres. And then on the Tigres side, I mean, they got a lot of depth, right? Their bench is better than most people's starting lineup. So, you know, you have Osiel Herrera coming off the bench, and I just feel like they're a little bit deeper there. So it's
You know that
go ahead.
that trident that they have of Bruneta, Correa, and Lainez
Yeah.
is mouthwatering. You know, both those guys, both those Argentines are amongst the best Liga MX has to offer. The sort of guys that can make something from nothing. And then, like I just said, Lainez is having, the turning of his career. So I do think they have like good stuff in the attack. It's just that in the last game they started Gignac, and I just think he's past it. So I do think that's holding them back. But who knows, you know? And then as for what's it called, Toluca, I don't think they need Vega. They don't need him, man. The first Paulinho goal was just fucking amazing. The goal in the 43rd minute, it was just a beautiful team goal. And then Helinho, the Brazilian right winger, also in good form. But I think the best guy that they have is this guy named Nico Castro, this midfielder. I just saw him and he just really stepped up, man. He was creating a lot, two-way player. And then another shout out, my boy Del Villar, the center back, 20 years old, another start for the best team. And I agree with whoever said that they think Toluca's just gonna win it. This whole time they were fucking like holding back. I thought they were holding back against Cruz Azul, and then they got that goal, and then it was very convincing. I thought it was going to be a masterclass, but then Cruz Azul clawed their way back and made it competitive towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think like when this Toluca team like turns it on, man, like no one can stop them. So I think it's inevitable. They're like Thanos.
Yeah. It's crazy. You look at like the bench, you have Aquino, Antuna, Marcel Flores, Osiel Herrera. It's like, damn, bro, like you have options. And they're not even like, you know, in the best form right now, but it's still nice to have players like that at your disposal. Then, you know, they're not. But I'm hoping that we see a lot of fireworks. You know, I really don't want to see teams be a little bit too conservative. I really hope that it's going to be a heavyweight fight, but we shall see.
It's going to be all about the second leg, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, Tigres, their fan base, got to give them their flowers. They showed tremendous support in that semifinal, and that's definitely going to be a factor in that first leg on Thursday. That place looks like sold out.
Also, Guido Pizarro, you know, last year I think he was still a player. He leads a coup against the coach. I forgot who it was, but he leads a coup against him. They kick his ass out. He takes over. Baunovic, yep, he fucking rolled that fool out. Who I don't know, just gives me like bitch boy vibes. Like it's hard to get along with, and so what's it called? He leads that, and now he's in a final after like being a coach for less than a year, maybe a year, give or take. And so I think that's impressive. So kudos to Guido, and it takes stones, man. Like what? You're the captain. Now you're the coach, and now you're in a final, and it's like, and it's not any team. It's a big team with like a very expensive roster, like a lot of big heads, and so just kudos to that guy. He's obviously very talented, not just as a player, but tactically.
He bounced back, right? Because he had like there was a spell where they were not performing well, and it's just like, oh, we made the wrong move, you know, with going after someone that was too young or inexperienced.
Yeah, you know, and then he surprised me by starting Diego Sanchez after the U20 World Cup, and then he immediately started like a goal or something, and I was surprised not to see him not even on the bench for the last game.
Yeah, is he injured or something?
I have no idea, but he wasn't called up.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I haven't seen Chicha Sanchez in the Liguilla. Maybe he did get injured or something. Diaz, I don't know if you're still on, but we didn't really get your reaction as to the group stage for Mexico. Obviously, you had some thoughts about South Africa, but they're gonna have a pretty interesting group with Korea and then the European playoff winner. Do you think Mexico gets out of the group? Do you think that they can win the group?
Ooh, winning? I don't know, man. That's quite a bit of a tall order.
Really?
But yeah,
At home?
yeah, because we still don't know who that European qualifier is going to be.
It doesn't matter who it is.
Come on, bro. You're way too cocky.
It's either
Ireland?
Denmark or Ireland, yes.
Yeah, the Patties might be able to do something. We'll see. Pero neta, güey, I don't. Hemos visto lo que nos tiene que dar esta selección, güey. No mames. All right. So you want me to have high hopes? I don't. All right. Second place, I'll take it. It's a good spot to be. It puts us in a decent position, and then we can keep on going. Now, when I was out there, I looked at it and I saw it. I was like, you know what? Realistically, yes, it does look accessible towards Mexico. Right? We might be able to do something. We might have a chance to even come out leaders. But to be realistic and to be moderate, second place is realistically where not Cruz Azul, but where Mexico in general could be. All right. Now, while I was out there in Brazil, I was talking to people about how the draw came out, how they felt about it, and how they looked at things. And the resounding thing was that they were constantly asking me, where did Argentina place? And I would read them the group, and instantly it was like, tell me that it's not more obvious that it's already rigged.
Yeah.
Is that what they were asking you, Abdias, or were they asking you for more money because your time is up?
No way. Yo, here's a hidden trick. They love Mexican Spanish. Now, unfortunately, whatever it is that you speak is going to be fucked. But if you can get your Mexican accent right, you'll be raking it in.
No mames.
Exactly. Don't go into your...
I don't sound that bad, man. Chill out, dude.
I saw a video where some girl was hitting on some guy. I think he was working at Burger King. And she was asking for his number, and he was like, "No mames."
That's our boy. All right. Things suddenly become Italian. I don't know. It's confusing sometimes. But they kept asking about, where's Argentina? Where's this? Because when I would talk to them, well, what do you think about your group? They're like, we'll get by. It's not a problem. It's just there is at least a little bit of competition in there with, who do they have? Norway?
Brazil?
They have
Morocco, and let me look it up real quick. It looked like it was going to be like a heavy group for them, and then the rest of the group kind of fizzled out. But I know Morocco is going to be their opening game. Haiti and Scotland.
Scotland was the one.
Yeah.
I was like, they might be able to do something interesting. Morocco, they're just going to play that bunker ball.
Yeah.
See if they were pretty confident of being able to move on. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to talk to any Argentinos. I don't know exactly how they feel about this, but it's really accessible for them.
Yeah, dude.
Overall, when you looked at certain draws, like who's the one who are going against Cape Green?
Capo Verde.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull that info up.
Capo Verde is in the same group as Spain, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay.
Spain's about
Yeah,
to score 10,
exactly.
bro. Spain's about to. I think the highest tally in a World Cup is 13 goals by Fontaine, a French dude. So like, I really do think this World Cup is going to see an end to that. And I don't mean like over multiple World Cups. I mean in one World Cup, the most goals anyone has ever scored, 13.
I saw.
And so when you have big ass teams like Spain, you know, against like a fucking minnow, like whatever the fuck this team is called, we're gonna see some big numbers and that record broken.
I
I
saw.
don't know, man.
I saw a
I
tweet. It
think-
was like the Germany versus Curaçao match is gonna be a number that hasn't even been invented yet.
Yeah, I think we're going to see something a bit different. I know that's the expectation, but I feel the way the game has evolved, where it's more physical, and you have some of these teams have very athletic players, and I don't think we're going to see those 10-0 results. I mean, I could be maybe for some of the smaller teams where they're like maybe not used to playing the big venues or against the big teams. But I think we're going to get a bit of a preview, you know, leading into the World Cup when they get to play some friendly games. They're bound to have, you know, against a bigger team. But
The only
I think
factor
we're going to start
is
seeing
the
how
weather, I think. Joel.
it's going to favor
All right.
some of these, especially the Morenito teams.
Here's my question, Joel. Talking about
Yeah.
Bonito teams, all right? We're taking two Maron, right? So two Mulis. We got Brazil and you got Haiti.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Where's Brazil? Brazil wins.
¿Por cuánto? Por un putazo, güey. No mames. In this World Cup, it's going to be the most goals that you've ever seen in a World Cup.
There's 48 teams. There's
Yeah.
48 teams, of course. It's way more
Absolutely.
Yeah,
teams.
but there's very weak teams versus like fucking powerhouses.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
But even the powerhouses,
good as gone, bro.
but even the powerhouses
Game is
haven't been
going.
powerhouses. Look
No,
at Italy.
hold on.
They still haven't qualified.
All right,
You
hold
know,
on. I'm gonna sidebar your argument right now. Game is not gone, bro. This is our like black.com moment for FIFA, where people are gonna watch like ridiculous like score lines, golazos por todos
I
lados.
don't think so, bro.
Like
Golazos
that
is
shit.
not that ridiculous.
Vas a
Maybe
ver,
one
güey.
or two.
Look,
Maybe
you're
one
gonna,
or two. But
you're
I
gonna
don't-
see how many game highlights are gonna be posted on xnx.com, like with taglines of like Blanc gets drilled by Brazilian and shit like that.
Look at
Like, it's a
Curaçao.
beautiful
Look at Curaçao,
thing.
for example. One of those teams, they have players in Europe already. So it's not like it's new to them as it was.
In like
if
the
we go
second
back.
division.
Doesn't matter, but they're used to that. They're used to that style of play, training. I mean, they're exposed to it, as opposed to before where you had basically semi-pro, you know, players that then worked the night shift, you know, or taxi drivers and whatnot. A lot of these guys are already professional and again, athletic. Games become
Güey.
very...
Cuando se les paren los alemanes enfrente, se van a cagar. Like, te lo juro.
Wait, didn't this Germany team, didn't they put together the group stage? 2 World Cups? Someone needs to correct me here.
In the last World Cup, not 2 World Cups. Just in the last one.
The one, they failed to get out of the one in, what was it, 2018?
Who?
Yeah, they failed to get out of the Russian one, Germany.
The last two, bro.
It was us and Sweden who got out. So yeah, the last 2.
Last 2 World Cups. They didn't get out.
Qatar. I don't know Qatar how they did.
They didn't get out.
There you go. Están valiendo pito, güey. So I'm telling you, it's not the same. It's not what it used to be where Germany just showed up and you saw their ego and it's like, you shit your pants.
They
Even
lost
with Brazil,
they lost to Japan. It was Japan that won that group. It was Japan, Spain, and then Germany got third, and Costa Rica got fourth.
shit. Yeah, and I mean, look at what Costa Rica did, man, in 2014. They didn't exactly have a, I don't think people can name more than 3 players from that squad. One of them being Keylor Navas. So I do feel that the athletic thing has evened a lot of things out. I mean, we're seeing Brazil had to go and get a foreign coach for the first time ever because they were sucking a fat one in South American qualifiers, which they would always be top, and all of a sudden they're struggling. So I do think that we're going to see some of these teams, maybe not, they're not going to win, but they're not going to go down easy. They're getting a taste of what Mexico was going through, and everyone was saying that because the region sucks because it lacks consistency. But you had teams like Honduras and Jamaica when they were on it.
So
They are very competitive.
I do agree when you're talking about a team like Curaçao. So when we look at Curaçao's games, they have like 0-0 draws against Jamaica, and then they beat Jamaica at home, or they beat Honduras, or they lost to Honduras actually, and then who else? They beat Haiti 5-1. They tied Canada. So like it's a decent team. Maybe they won't embarrass us, but most likely they will. And they're facing Germany. So I do think they're going to lose by a few goals. Same thing goes with this Cape Verde African team against Spain, who's just demolishing teams right now. Like some of these groups are going to be very lopsided, and but not. You're right. Like I do think the region has made progress, and I think Curaçao is a good example of that.
Well, yeah, you could lose maybe 4-0, 5. I don't see double digits, which has happened at the World Cup. What was the last worst defeat? Was it Portugal, China, 7-0? I don't think we've seen something like that. But I think a lot of these teams are gonna give a bit more of a fight. They might not be able to like put the teams against the ropes, but I don't think they're gonna be easy prey.
I will say, the game has grown, and it's anybody can be anybody any day of the week now. They're professional athletes, but there are obviously going to be some matches that are going to be heavily one-sided, and that's what FIFA wants. FIFA wants to see the World Cup break records, most goals scored in a tournament. Most goals.
Yeah,
they want to see these records broken. And I mean, Qatar was probably one of the best World Cups in a while. I can't remember another entertaining World Cup and World Cup
final.
That final too, man.
It was amazing.
And at one point in
that's one of the best ones.
At one point in that group with Costa Rica, Japan, and Spain, at one point every team had qualified. It was down to like the wire. So I found it a very entertaining World Cup, and I'm sure this one will be the same, especially because it's in the United States, right? So they're going to try and make it as entertaining as possible. They're going to have 3-minute breaks for water, so that's going to be a factor as well. So, yeah, I think it should be an exciting one. But, yeah, I mean, there's some teams that just making to the World Cup is an honor for them, and they're just going to be happy to participate. I got a comment on YouTube from Alex Torres. Shout out to Alex. Who in Europe do you see crashing out next summer? Raul and Orbelin are no-brainers for me. It's a good question. I think you can also throw in the name Cesar Montes, who's already rumored to return to Rayados in January.
I think a better question would be who's going to leave, and I think we all know Gilberto Mora is going to go, but I'm wondering what other kids are going to go. Is Montiel going to facilitate that move?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Raul is overdue a homecoming. I think he needs to come back to
Really?
America. I know they need him. I know they need his ass.
He's still
Henry
competing
Martin,
at Fulham,
Oh, they
though.
could use
He
him.
is.
They
He
could
is.
use
He's got a lot to give the game still. So a big contract, a big welcome home, in his hometown, the club that helped make him, and what's it called? Henry Martin is un muerto. That fool's done though. So they need him.
Isn't Jorge Mendes' agent though?
Are
I don't think he's leaving
are you
Europe anytime soon.
All I'm hearing is Martinez gonna end up at Chivas. Refuerzo bomba.
Oh hell no!
All I know is that Mendes gets his players the best deal. I think the
He
best
does.
deal possible.
So
for
then it's
Raul,
Monterrey or Tigres.
yeah, it's Mexico.
But
No,
it's gonna be
I
either
wouldn't count out
Monterrey or
Mendes.
Tigres.
I wouldn't.
No, I
count
don't
out
think-
Mendes. They need someone. They need someone.
Unless he lowers his wages, I don't see him going to America. They spent
What are you talking
their-
about? They
their
got
money.
Maxine, Saint Maxine. Is he not good enough?
Yeah, but is he 35?
If you want him to play
I
the
mean-
whole game, then no.
Yeah. He could, he
His-
could be with Guignac. It's sub 40 right there, man.
Raul, if I'm not mistaken, Raul is still represented by Jorge Mendes. So he's still he just started the other day against Fulham for Fulham. So I don't think Raul is wanting to go home anytime soon. And
No, it's gonna be a year from now.
let's be honest, guys. We were pretty fucking mean to him. The media
No,
and the fans and the
Not
memes.
not we, me, Jaime. I was always a Raul believer.
I don't think he wants to go back
Pinche
to Mexico.
mentiroso.
It's recorded on the
Bro,
past, bro.
It's pretty fucked up.
Bro.
Like the memes you saw, like him in a fucking wheelchair, like Steve,
They were, bro.
Steve
They were-
Hawking.
They were funny. They
Or
were
like
funny,
the one that had me dying though was like, oh, Raul Jimenez calling for a cross, and it's the dude from Breaking Bad with the bell. Oh my god,
Damn,
bro!
really?
It was fucking...
Yeah, they were asking for his retirement, and just
Well, yeah, because like
I asked for his retirement on this pod.
they called up him over Santiago Jimenez, so he didn't go to the World Cup.
That's not his fault, though, man. That wasn't. I blamed the coach. He blamed
He
the
should have
coach, not
said
the player.
no.
Yeah,
he should have said no.
Yeah.
I would have said
That's the problem.
He
It's
has-
like, bro,
yes,
you
he has
knew
heart,
you weren't
bro.
informed.
there's
You
the
knew
Chicha
you were
argument as
fucked.
well. He shouldn't have taken the PK. Those players will always answer the call. They're built different, man.
Yeah, man.
he's-
20 years of betting on yourself, dude, is what it is.
Yeah, he's not gonna. If he says I'm done, that would have been it. If he would have done that, that would have been it, bro. And he would have been in Tigres 3 years ago. But he believed in himself. I mean, he fucking did a spectacular comeback. Even with the national team, he helped
Yeah.
win some tournaments.
He had
Yeah.
a resurgence. Got to give it to him. He didn't give up. He left Wolves, and right now Wolves is the worst team in the Premier League, and now he's at Fulham and starting still. So good for him. I'm happy for Raul, but yeah, he's yesterday's news. I think this might be his last season at the Premier League. Who knows? But as far as
It depends on his contract, because if he's putting goals, I mean, there might be like, we'll pay you less or something, but I agree with the ref. I do think if he goes to Mexico, he could get a big payout. He's about to retire, so go to Mex.
I honestly
You're
see him
welcome.
going. He's more likely to land in MLS than Liga MX. Honestly,
Like which team?
And so do the extended retirement tour.
yeah, he'll probably end up like in LA or San Diego,
Wait, how old
or
is he? How
he'll
old
be
is
in a market with Mexicans, so LA or San Diego, or one of those. I think
Let's see his age, though, man.
I could see him
He's
being in
34.
MLS.
He's 34. Like, he's got like 2 years, maybe 2 years left. So I mean, MLS, I don't think so, man. I don't see him. He's too old now for MLS.
Now, the person who I see having a crash out in Europe, and just due to poor decisions, it would be El Machín.
Oh, El Machín?
Yeah.
What about,
güey.
¿cómo se llama el güey que metió el gol en el Mundial? En Saudi Arabia. He used to
The free kick goal.
Luis Chavez? Yeah, him too.
Yeah.
Where is that guy? I forgot about him.
He's in Russia.
He's in Russia.
Oh, he's still
And like
over
that's
there,
the
man.
thing is those exotic moves like El Machín, güey, porque se fue a Turquía,
Yep.
¿verdad? And it's just I don't even know what the fuck's happening with
It's
him.
a loan, though. He's still owned by West Ham.
Yeah. That's
think-
what
But they don't want him, man.
Think
That's like
that-
long as that's
Exactly.
I'm just
I
saying,
think that
like,
other guy
at the end of the
crushing
season,
some Russian stuff.
at the end of the season, he's gonna be back in England, so it's not like he can move again this January.
And then you have Luis Sanchez with a team in a league that takes a long ass winter break because it's too fucking cold to play anything.
Luis Chavez, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like Rifado said, I'm more concerned about not the players that are coming back, but the players that have failed to make the jump. Elias Montiel, he kind of fell out of form at Pachuca. Obviously, he has that sister club in La Liga that he could potentially go to. Gil Mora needs to go ASAP. Who else? Hormiga? I don't think Hormiga is going to make the leap. I'll be honest, guys. I think he's a Chivas. Like, he's just getting straight at Chivas. I'll take to keep him. I don't think any team in Europe's looking at him, bro. Honestly.
Damn.
Yo, wild fucking take. They spot him from across the ocean in Japan and they take him.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be fucking wild, bro. And like my dick would explode if that happened. Like I would just be like, oh.
Dude, imagine him going to the J League. That'd be crazy. I don't think they could afford him though.
He'd do it for a pay cut. He'd do it for he'd do it for free.
I think they have money. Maybe,
I don't know too much about the J League. I don't really hear about them signing players like that.
They did in the past. They take some names. They were similar to MLS. They would take top players like Zico and other guys.
I know China at one point tried to lure everybody. They had like Oscar and Davis and
the team that beat America, Gungansao or whatever. And they had like 5 Brazilians, including their World Cup winning coach. Pereira. I remember the media like trying to say it was going to be an easy match, and they're just looking at that name. And then you see the squad, and they have all these fucking Brazilian dudes that were national team players. And I was like, oh shit, maybe not.
Alexander Pato, that's the guy.
Yeah, they had a few. I think, they had a few of those
dudes.
Dude,
I remember when I started seeing all these dudes go to China, I'm like, what the fuck?
It was like that Chavo double take when he sees Don Ramon sitting in class. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's going to be the South African team when they see Aguirre coaching Mexico. Like, what the fuck, bro? Same coach.
And player, Marquez was there too. And I think Ochoa.
Some more comments. MJ Marte says, did Osorio fumble by not taking Rodolfo Pizarro to Russia? He defended snubbing him by claiming that for Pizarro's position behind the 9, his competition was Marco, Fabian, Vela, and Gio. Yeah, I don't know. Pizarro's kind of like a fringe player, like great for club, but never really transcended to the national team.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say he's been looking good for Juarez. I would not be against him returning to Chivas. I'd rather see him return to Chivas than Sepúlveda, if I'm being completely honest.
Neta, way. Neta.
He's a fun guy. I think he would fit well in the locker room.
So you want this madre?
Sí, no prende este güey.
Quiero los Tamarindo boys to ride again. Why don't you bring Antuna back too?
And Vega, yeah.
He's the sort of guy I have been watching him for Bravos, and like if you let him, if he gets a little bit of that confidence, the whole team can flow through him. but he's the
Mm.
sort of like guy where like if you hound him off the ball, like you can really like freeze him out of a game. You know, he's not there physically. He's slow. He's weak. Complains a lot. Doesn't track back too much. You
Mm.
know, I think he's a little better now than you know, let's say the Monterrey days. But he's past it. He's past it. And you read off those names: Vela, Gio, Marco Fabian, all of them way better than him, dude. No surprise.
Yeah.
The borracho
No
squad, bro.
Chelas Fabian would have smoked them every day of the week.
I would like to see him in a drinking competition with Marco Fabian and Gio and fucking Peña, bro. I think Gulli fucking drinks him under the table, dog.
I would like to see a reality show with these fools like that. Finding love, like that one thing that Marco Fabian was in, where these guys are just running through them
Yeah.
hoes. That'd be pretty funny.
He had like a love show, right? Yeah.
Yeah, where like everyone thought he was like, all the girls were not interested until like they saw other people's reactions.
Yeah.
Who's this fucking Mexican shorty,
Yeah.
dude? All the Mexicans love him. Like, oh,
Yo,
maybe-
that would be
maybe
fun, man, to see like a drinking competition between all those borrachos, dude. Oh my god.
Bro, just a simple Edward 40 hands. That's all I want to see.
They did not know. They did not know Fabian's power levels. He was in Germany, crushing
yeah,
them
that's
tall
true.
bonds, man. you put him in that house, and it's like it's nothing I haven't seen or done before. He wasn't phased, bro. They're probably wondering how come this dude's not even trying.
Neta way, they were all like, how does Marco deal with rejection so well? And it's like, bro, because I've been smacking these bitches like, for years.
Yo, no, I would love to see Peña, Gio, Alexis Vega, fucking Marco Fabian, all have they all have to do Edward 40 hands and then have a little cascarita, bro. I would fucking throw stupid money at that.
But Fabian was getting them out of the assembly line.
For the people that don't know, like myself, what is an Edward 40 hand? Is that when you're double fisting?
Oh
a
my
40?
god. Yeah, so do you know the movie Edward Scissorhands where he has
Yeah.
so instead of scissors you duct tape 2 40s, one in each hand.
Love that.
Yeah. Ugh.
You're essentially handicapped for a solid like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, you're just fucking cocked too.
You gotta
I
have
think
someone
I'm gonna have to watch the World Cup like that.
you gotta have someone hold your dick while you take a piss, because how else are you gonna do it?
You just piss yourself, man, obviously.
That might have to be my opening match. World Cup. Ritual 240.
It's the only way to get through these Mexico matches. Alex Torres followed up with, Edson has played 7 of the last 8 league matches and the last 4 Europa League matches. Orbelin has been starting for AEK and has 3 goals this season. I mean, you would hope so, man. They're playing in Fisherman's League, Turkey, not the most, prestigious league, and neither is the Greek league, no disrespect, but you expect these guys to at least get minutes week in and week out there.
And I've seen Edson in the Europa League for Fenerbahce, and I was unimpressed. It's like he's trying to do too much. That's the only way I can describe it. He's trying to be proactive, but he's also trying to be the 6, and you can't do both of them effectively. And so even in the Turkish league, I'm unconvinced by El Machin, unfortunately. But I think now that he's slowed down a little bit, his position is at center back. So I'm not discarding him. I think he should be our captain, but I just want him to replace Montes at CB.
Yeah, Montes is slow as fuck, dude.
Yeah, fuck the bullshit, dude.
Yeah. No, I don't like Edson for CDM either. I think center back's much better. And Wesley Schneider, called it a long time ago when he played for Ajax. So Edson is limited in certain things. Trying to think if there was any other rumors or news that popped up since our last episode. I know I saw like a fucking crazy photo today of like, it looked like the fucking Avengers or something. Like it was like a huge photo of all like the executives at FMF. I don't know what that was about.
Speaking of photos, was that photo real of like some pochos and chivas? It was like a half Mex, half US shirt, and then like four.
It was like
just like the homies.
It was like an AI. It was like an AI prompt, no?
But who did that? why do they equate Mexican Americans to cholos? Said just blood in, blood out.
It's a golden movie, bro. It's and I think it's called Sangre por Sangre in Mexico. But that there's a lot of cholos up here, bro, and a lot of these P-dogs, they see a young Mexican, think they're cholos. Yeah, but did you guys hear the drama between Sergio Ramos and the Toluca players? He was kind of running his mouth after he got eliminated.
Yeah, so obviously Sergio Ramos did say that he has finished his contract with Monterrey. He will not be renewing, and I don't think Monterrey liked the way in the matter that they were eliminated, and there was some beef going on Instagram, and Arteaga kind of stood up for him, and then Hector Herrera got involved. I don't know what the fuck was going on, bro.
So Arteaga defended his homie, what's it called, Sergio Ramos, right, who was kind of talking shit about the way they got eliminated, how he was unfair, something like that. And Arteaga said something along the lines of "Tiene más historia él solo que todo el equipo y la ciudad."
Damn.
So he's saying like Sergio Ramos has more history than the whole team as well as the whole city. So if he wants to talk shit, he can do that. And to which Hector Herrera replied, what did he fucking say? He said,
"Muerto de hambre?"
No, he said, "Pinche muerto, cállate."
Damn. That's crazy.
Fucking love that, dude.
It's crazy because
he didn't even play.
Moreno's not even. Not Moreno. Herrera's no longer like part of the national team, but at one point they were national team buddies. So that's crazy.
I think it's some of the Madrid rivalry. I know he wasn't a prolific colchonero, like Atletico Madrid player, but he was very beloved in the squad. And then Ramos, Real Madrid. So maybe there could have been some hallway beef, some tunnel beef, some shit like that. That kind of goes back.
That makes sense. I forgot Herrera played for Madrid, bro. I mean Atletico.
Yeah, he was the bench player for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really bummed out. You had James Rodriguez, you had Sergio Ramos, Keylor Navas. You had a couple Real Madrid players, and
so James is rumored to going to Pumas, no? So I think he might stick around.
That was the rumor, but
I heard Cruz Azul.
Really?
Like he's being shopped around a lot within Mexico. Like he's enjoyed his time in Mexico. He hasn't enjoyed his time at Leon.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. He's getting shopped around. I heard Cruz Azul, pero apparently Pumas has been an option as well.
Yeah, why would he go to Pumas though?
Yeah, exactly. Why would he go there?
Like Cruz Azul, I understand, but Pumas.
Maybe Kaylor's like asking him to do him a favor. Like, hey man, we need your help.
Yo, bro, this team is so shit. I need your help.
Hey, I covered for you when you got those hookers and you were married, remember? So now you got to come to Pumas.
I wouldn't say Pumas is that shit, dude. I think they have an interesting project.
What?
They're missing some pieces.
No mames, riff-raff.
He's
no mames, güey.
¿Qué fumó
It's
el
like-
pinche Riff? Esta noche es donde he's on
Bro.
one.
Did they make the playoffs?
He said they're missing a few pieces. You look at the chessboard, it's all pawns, bro. There's no fucking bishops, there's no knights, there's no nothing.
Rubalcaba is good. Rubalcaba is good.
Easy.
Carrasquilla is good.
Yeah,
Keylor
Carrasquilla is
Navas
good.
is good.
I like
You know,
Carrasquilla.
like they have good players, man. They got this guy named Rodrigo Lopez on the right. I think he's good too. 23 years old. They have a good crop of youngsters there. They're just they need a bombazo. They need a fucking bombazo, and they need a fuck. I do think James is a bad move.
And they also need someone to fucking. They need a legitimate doggy daycare is what they fucking need, because they lost. They need someone to fucking take care of people's pets, man.
Fucked up a whole contract.
Hey, you know what?
They couldn't take care of a fucking dog.
You know what it is, though? I'm actually, in some ways, I'm kind of glad that happened, because think about how many more celebrities would have died if he stayed at Pumas and had a full season. He would have fucking scored a couple more bangers, and that he could have knocked out some celebrities, bro.
Didn't he take out Osama? He's a fucking hero,
bro.
Dude.
That dude's got a crazy list, dog.
And for our fans that don't know, we just tracked down like days in which he scored and famous people died, and one of them was Osama.
Yeah, dude, he's taking out some fucking hitters, dog.
he also took out Gaddafi. Like, yeah, no, it's that man is way too dangerous to be playing soccer.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think it's sad though that there was no resolution on his dog, and he left Mexico after his wife had kind of like embraced the culture and started learning Spanish, and she was like just getting started. He could have had a couple kids out here, man. Who knows?
I love the Callens tacos de perro memes that were just all over
oh
social
my
media.
God. It's fucked up. I know they recently just did a video or special on Gignac, like a French network came out here, and they actually like went to his house. I don't know if that's his house, because it kind of just looked like a playland, but he had like a fucking full pitch. He had a water slides and all this shit, and I'm like, damn, bro, like
basketball court.
Yeah,
with the Jordan mural, and
You could tell where the property line ended because there was no more grass in that dry ass Nuevo Leon climate. So there was like a starting. I loved it because he's in like the Tesla truck and he's going through these dirt roads, like passing all this poverty, and then he gets to this sick ass compound. And he's like, this is where it's at, guys.
You need like a fucking SEAL Team 6 guarding that, and I don't know if I could live there, bro. In Mex, you're famous. You're out there in the mountains. I better have a. How did this even have guaranteed protection? I know there has to be some fucking guarantees.
Yeah,
there's no way that it's just that.
Come on.
What?
A complicit government. Yeah, be like, hey man, don't fuck up the bag, dude. This is what washes the money. Let's not fuck this up here.
Nah, you'd be stupid to stun on him, bro.
Yo, that's like a half joke, but you guys don't even know. Like, Gignac is tight with El Gove. He's untouchable in fucking Monterrey.
Yeah,
like
sure.
he's golden.
Rightly so, man. He's done a lot for Nuevo Leon and Tigres and all that shit. He put that area on the map.
Cause it looks out there, bro. It looks like anyone can just fucking roll up on him and to try to rob him. And so it's like you need.
Bro, if they roll up on Gignac, it's because they're gonna ask for a signature. They're gonna ask him to sign shit and then leave.
But you know how dumbasses can be, like just some dudes desperate for money. Not the real. I don't think like a real cartel, because they, but like you kind of see that sometimes.
Hey,
there was this video of like some dudes that did a retén in Mex, and it was this like couple. It was like this gringo couple, and they had like a dash cam. They had like some cams in their car, and they were trying to box him in, and he manages to get away. But you could tell it was kind of rinky-dink operation.
Bro, better one is the one of a couple of years ago, the gay couple that get pulled over because they were like driving on the edge of the property, and the guy's freaking out, and he's like, I have low blood pressure. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
I saw that. Yeah, those guys that pulled him over though, they were like the good guys. They were like those rancheros that are like, they're strapped up because they're like their fields are
Patrolling.
getting taken or their shit. Yeah, it was like a patrol. They weren't
Militia.
not like yeah, it was like a militia. No, could they would have taken their cars, clothing, manhood, whatever they had to take taken.
I put it in the chat the other day when Tigres got that pass to the final and Nahuel Guzman had that save on that PK. Hey, when it's all said and done, bro, they need to build 2 statues outside that stadium, and the first one is Gignac and the other one's Nahuel Guzman. I think like when you think about this dynasty of Tigres and all the titles that they've acquired, I mean those 2 players kind of just come to mind,
The thing about Gignac is that he is really like the start of a lot of Europeans coming to Mexico.
Yep.
Like, I feel like he kind of opened the floodgates a little bit. We kind of weren't tapping into that market as much as we had maybe in the past. Maybe a little bit of a dry spell. I'm not the greatest expert when you go that far back, but I do think there's been more Europeos imported here after Gignac.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
well, it's like a trend. It's like a trend where the other teams see and they kind of want something similar. But like you said, you would see some Euro players. I mean, Celaya at one point had Buitre, Michel, and Hugo Sanchez. All Real Madrid, and then Veracruz had Vaquero. I think his name was Vaquero. Another from Spain. He was like a top scorer. He was at Veracruz. So we've had a few here and there, but I just think it comes down. You were talking about the African players, even players from Africa coming in. But I think it mostly goes down to like the agents and the clubs, how they choose to do, their business. So it's probably it's probably cheaper for them to just get from the players. But I think the other thing has been you've had these leagues that started coming up like Qatar, like MLS. Some of these other leagues that started paying more money, so it became more expensive. They started going after those players, so it's less to choose from there.
Yeah, so just to piggyback off that, I linked like a segment about how this MLS club, FC Charlotte, is buying players in the Ivory Coast, and so like they bought this 18-year-old center back, and now he's one of the best players in MLS. I forgot his name, but he's the center back from the Ivory Coast for FC Charlotte, and I'm wondering like, is Liga MX lagging behind in exploring foreign markets and taking advantage of foreign markets? And now that MLS is like been outed to be importing from Africa, will Liga MX do the same? Should they do the same? I think so. I don't
know, man. That feels kind of like transatlantic slave trading type shit. All right, you're going to Africa, you're bringing their youth. Like, I don't know. I don't like it.
It's new neo-colonialism for sure.
Oh my god!
It's refreshed inner conquistador speaking.
Juan Carlos Osorio approves this message.
Yeah, he wants more of that Twitch fibers.
Yeah, but I mean, like
it's an interesting concept. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, isn't that just still slavery with extra steps?
No,
there's a few differences. Like they get to choose to come, they get paid.
Yeah, they get paid, bro.
They get paid, bro.
Like I said,
like
slavery with extra steps.
Like the average kid, right? He bought his parents a house with the bonus, like right away, big ass house. So I mean, like he was happy about it.
They kind of done it. Liga MX, some of the teams have done it, where they've gone to South America and like invest in the in these second, third division clubs. I think that's how they brought in, what's this Colombiano? I could forget his name. And he's in the national team, man. Why am I forgetting his name?
Quiñones?
What is he?
Quiñones.
Quinones, yeah, he came in very early, young age. But you had at one point Tuzos, and I forgot which other club. And they owned clubs in Chile and Argentina in the lower divisions. So, yeah, I just think it could be difficult sometimes, you know. And then you could also be operating at a loss. So I don't know what's going on with MLS. Maybe they're just trying it. But yeah, some Liga MX teams have tried that. They've tried stuff like that before. I just think it got to the point where it just became easier for them to deal through agents. But for me, I still stay that if they don't, Mexico doesn't need to go out and look for players. I think there's a lot of talent in the country. They just need to like nurture it more. Just do kind of like what Germany did, where they opened up all these schools for the trainers for if you want to be a coach, you know. But I don't know. I at that point, no one's willing to put money for that. You know, you would need to do something like that. But I feel there's a lot of talent in Mex. They wouldn't need, you know, it could be like Brazil and Argentina, where they bring in foreigners, but they just need like three to a team. You don't really need that many.
So one thing that always sparks investment is competition. And so like an arms race of sorts between MLS and Liga MX has existed, and I think will continue to exist. You know, like their franchise model inspired us to do a more franchise model. You know, our traditions, like having a team with all Mexicans, is something that they wanted to try, right? Like, you know, they saw us and then they're like, oh, let's do that with Chivas USA, and then it didn't work out, right? But like, there's things that they try to model off of us, like these playoff games or like these competitions between us two, right? So like we're constantly riffing off of one another. And I think that if they're exploring a market, it's going to inspire us to do the same or something like-minded. And so,
No, but they've done it. Like I said, Liga MX has done it before.
but it's a trend, you said, right? And this arms race between these two North American football powerhouses could inspire a new trend. And so I thought it was interesting that like they're doing this, and I would hope that Liga MX would be inspired to pursue that as well, lest they be left behind.
Yeah, because the kid that got in the car crash, his dad was Cameroonian. He was born in Mexico. He was.
Oh, Malik.
He had contract. Yeah.
He was at Porto. He's the one. He's the one that killed the couple.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying now that the couple, it was kind of their fault too, because I think guy was getting
he was
service while driving.
He was getting
road dome.
Oh, shit, man.
So we don't know because like yes.
Well, he's not in jail. He's playing, right? He had his freedom.
It's manslaughter, and you know, I think they were soft on him because he's rich and he's this Mexican soccer player. But
is he really rich though?
I think he's pretty well off. His dad was a professional soccer player.
Dad just left. He left, bro. He's somewhere in the Congo or something. This guy was out here.
But I never bought that story because just because you found semen in her mouth doesn't mean she didn't have that from like an hour before.
That's crazy, bro.
But that goes to show you how like the reporting in Mexico is brutal, dude. Some reporter found that information and then published it and then wrote a story about how like a Malik should be free of charges because this motherfucker was getting road dome. But just because you found semen in this woman's mouth who's now dead doesn't mean you should publish it, and it doesn't mean that she was you know, servicing him during the accident. It could have been prior. It could have been, you know, I don't know, hours before. So I never really bought that. I never really bought that story.
I don't know, man. The nut was still there, so.
I don't want to laugh at this, man.
God bless the dead.
And it's all football related, people. Like we're not even making shit up. Like this is Mexico.
Damn, but yeah, no, we going back. I don't think the clubs want to right now, as they'll see it that they know they're gonna be operating at a loss. So I don't think there's clubs right now willing to do that. Or
I think the
it'll
money's right
be
around the corner,
for.
bro. I think we're gonna be making a lot of money in the next year or two.
But that's the thing with Liga MX, though. They never really like depended on that, because especially the big teams, they're loaded, so they don't need to do things like that. Like the teams that can do it, the Cruz Azules, the Tigres, they don't need to. So those processes can be long term. That's more for a Pumas. Go put a Escuelita, Goya in somewhere in sub-Sahara Africa. Give free Nutrileche and hope you'll find the next Piik or something.
So what happened is you got scouts already in the country, right? They're already there, and you just have contact with them, right? And they're going to sell you info. You're going to give them some money. You're going to give them some balls, some cleats for them to continue operating, right? And they're going to tell you about this guy, and then they're going to send you five or so videos, and then you're going to be like, all right, do we want to send someone, or do we want to buy this guy? Do we even care? So in this case, this Ivory Coast kid, they sent him. They saw 5 games. They're like, all right, this guy's the real deal. Let's buy him. We think we're going to get a return on our investment. And now he's one of the best players in the league. And so,
Yeah.
it didn't take too much. You didn't have to start a school. You just have to, have like a network and cultivate a network that could bring you these.
Well, let's see if there's more than one player, because keep in mind, Europe already has their claws dug deep in Africa. You have all these leagues that, like Portugal and Holland and whatnot, that's just what they do, man. They're always like France, especially, going after the youth. So they're more. It's more likely that they're gonna end up with a better talent.
That might be true, but Mexico might get half a little piece of something. We got Quinones, right? Like, and so like.
No, but that's South America, man. But that's already
like alternate markets. I'm all for that. Expansion. Let's bring in people from better places, right? And then that doesn't mean like let's not cultivate our own. I'm not saying one or the other, but I'm just saying like here's one example of a counterpart that's near our level, MLS, doing something different and finding success. We should look at that and be inspired to do something maybe not exactly like that.
But do you think at the player that Liga MX is lacking when it comes to players?
I think we're lacking in a certain profile of players, like physically apt players. I think there's not as many as in other leagues. So.
But it is because the coaches don't prioritize it.
I think the football is real slow here. I think the football is real slow on this side, and we need
climate, bro. That also climate and the altitude. So that all of that, man, is what makes it difficult as well. You're gonna play at way above sea level. You're not gonna have those fast-paced games. It'll be like 10 minutes, and everyone's gassed.
Yeah.
We had comments from Marte. He says, not sure if you saw, but Duden is reporting that Chiquete is out for 6 months. Cruz Azul confirmed the ligament tear and surgery. So I don't think he's going to go to the World Cup.
One down.
Might be for the best.
Shit.
Might be for the best for the team, dude. He hasn't been good.
There's always like 2 or 3 players that are like, they seem to be like set to go, and the injuries and whatnot end up not making it. So we might still miss 2 more, man.
The question is like who to replace him, right? Like we've been really struggling to have any kind of defenders.
So there's my boy that I've been touting week in, week out, Del Villar from Toluca. but he's hardly gotten a sniff. Who has gotten called up is the center back for Tigres, who let in an own goal against Cruz Azul, and that was Purata. He's been called up. I think he's 25 years old. So I think he's in contention. And then we have Angulo, who's a left back, also a center back, also been in contention. These are the consentidos for Aguirre. So that's who I think is going to step up. But who do I want? Del Villar, of course, 20-year-old for Toluca, man. So I don't know why he's not fucking starting for us, dude. Shit. He's the real deal.
Yeah, I saw that injury and it was hard to watch. I'm like, oof, that didn't look good. And yeah, I feel like we always lose players right before a World Cup, and it's really unfortunate. I think Chiquete his form kind of dipped in a way, and I wasn't happy with the way that he left Chivas, but it is what it is. But now, man, he's gonna be missing out on a World Cup. That's pretty much all I had for you guys tonight. I don't know if there's any other burning topics or if we want to head into closing thoughts.
I guess I just wanted to touch on my boy Jose Ramon and his viral tweet. He was like I said in a previous tweet, this is a great World Cup for very, very few people. Like, is it worth it? To each their own. And then he posted a picture of the tickets of some of the seats that are still available, because a lot of them have already been snatched up for the World Cup in Mexico.
Damn.
And we're talking about, one ticket, $927, like one ticket, like, I don't know, $1,000 to, $2,000, $3,000 and up. And
pesos
so,
or
like,
dollars?
Dollars. So like, actually, no, wait, pesos. So he's one ticket is 927,000 pesos. How much is that in dollars? We're talking like 10 grand or something. It's so like a ridiculous amount, right? So the prices for these World Cup is pricing out Mexicans in Mexico. It's going to be a World Cup for the privileged, and I know that's not something new. That's something that every World Cup is basically. But you would think that, Mexico would prioritize its people a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the problem is they know that they can throw basically any number out there and people will buy because it's like the hottest thing, right?
Well, the country, Mexico doesn't set the prices, though. It's not like they could say tickets have, unless they put the bill. So that's not happening either.
There was some subsidized program in which there was like affordable tickets, right? And I don't think Mexico really took advantage of that. Like the US has more like affordable tickets for people. Like basically Mexico got screwed in that sense.
I was looking at the tickets for their game against Portugal, and they didn't look too bad. They started at like $30.
But that's a friendly, right?
Yeah, it's a friendly in March, but you would think that they're gonna be pricing out for Cristiano Ronaldo and everything, but no, it was actually not. It was accessible.
Yeah, no, I think that the World Cup's it's kind of headed that way. It's been. I was hearing Rafa Ramos. He was talking about 2006 Germany, and he was saying it was the last World Cup where you could get away with certain things. So he mentioned like sleeping in the airport and sleeping in the train stations. Because a lot of people would do that, and they would let you camp out right there, and people would leave in the morning. And he's saying just because the way everything's set up now. So before, like you could get away with going one game, 2 games, because then you could save on not paying a hotel or whatever. But it's just becoming very difficult, especially for Mex, I guess that's the thing that if you're following Mex, it's just within the country, and Azteca. They might play other games there, or then they jump to any other. It's not too far, but like if you're in the U.S., you're following the team. You could be. You're gonna be going to all these different time zones, and so it's gotten so expensive. Even I didn't even, you know, I remember hearing about it and thinking I could try to get media, but then I'm like, yeah, I can't afford this. Even if I did get media and didn't have to pay for tickets, just on flights and hotel, that would have killed me. So yeah, it's become very expensive, man. And
So
in the
let me give
States,
you
I
some.
remember,
So let me give you some food for thought real quick. All right, corner kick, nosebleed. So this is like in the corner kick area, right? But we're talking nosebleed. So way the fuck up and way the fuck back. Not a good view. Corner kick sucks, right? 69,000 pesos. That is
Oh shit.
$3,991. Isn't that fucking crazy?
That's a lot.
people willing to pay that
And
though,
that's in
man.
Mexico, bro. People can't afford that shit.
Some people can.
I mean,
Most people,
That's
most
why
Mexicans, that's how most Mexicans are priced out, and that's what Jose
yeah.
Ramon is talking about.
Yeah, well, yeah, the majority. You do have companies that will buy the tickets and then give them to their employees.
And
But
then weren't I mean, I think like historically Mexicans have been some of the best fans, right? In the World Cup, like top 3 as far as ticket sales and
yeah,
attendance.
yeah,
Everybody loves us.
yeah, they have.
So I feel like Mexico knows this, and you know they're just exploiting it, man. Just call it what it is.
Well, yeah, it's probably going to be a lot of Mexican fans from the U.S. that are going to be in the stands. That's crazy.
Caramelo
Just take
for
over.
sure.
How close is he from getting just beat down in the stands? He just happens to be sitting next to an Diaz or something, and
I don't know why people
when they
hate him.
pan to
He's cursed. They think he's cursed.
yeah, I think they see him as annoying now. He did the thing where I thought was stupid.
He's
I don't think it
overstayed
was
his
even.
welcome.
Yeah, that's true as well, man. I don't know if you guys saw this one. I don't think it was a Mex game, but he threw a hat at one of the players. Like, I guess he wanted the player to put it on or something. And I'm like, you're just reaching, dude. You're at this point, you're just, you know, it just looked dumb to me.
For sure. Well, yeah. Do you guys want to get to closing thoughts?
It's. I think we're there now, Jaime.
For sure. Do you want to kick us off?
I think just that. I think World Cup's unfortunate. How expensive it is. It's just become very difficult to attend one, and people will save, for a long time to have that experience, which is nice. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that much. I do think they crossed the line already, man. Um, that's just it. That's just my lament.
Yeah.
Being here in the host country and then not even be able to go. Or you could go for some of the people that might want to watch. You could go to a lot of third game, because the prices drop a lot. The first games are more expensive, second game, and a lot of times by the third match, you could find a lot of cheap tickets. And I remember seeing that at the World Cup, especially for the third game. You would see people outside the stadium
Damn.
selling their ticket for very cheap just because they probably ran out of money or their team's eliminated. They don't really care.
Mm,
And the team could be eliminated, but you could still be seeing like the rival could be like a team with a really good player or
yeah.
just an unknown team that you want to see. They don't really care though because their team's already gone. It's like the Magic's gone. They're like, fuck this. I'm gonna cash in and
Get your money
I don't
back.
know.
Yeah.
Get some of the money back. So yeah, you could see that. And so if for some of you that didn't get tickets, that's one thing to do, man. And that's my closing thought.
For sure, Joel. Thanks for joining us tonight. Rifalo, what you
Yeah.
got for us, man?
All right. Thanks for having me, everyone. Let's see my closing thoughts. Okay, I wanted to touch on. I forgot to talk about this earlier. Lucas Ocampos, man. He's like a winger for Monterrey, Rayados de Monterrey. He was injured and he was on the bench and he wasn't at 100% for the semifinal. And I can't help but think would things have been different had he been fully fit. And what had happened to him was that over the weekend, or prior to the semifinal games, his daughter was at a horse riding lesson and she fell.
Oh,
and
shit.
and so they let him know, and as soon as he found out, he raced over to the equestrian stable.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called, he said that like, I don't know, his wife took his car and his electric car was still charging, so he's like, fuck it, I'm taking the scooter. And he goes, man, and almost leaving the compound, he eats shit. He eats mad shit, so much so that he knocks out. Someone had to pick him up and call an ambulance for him, and he was all fucked up, dude. He like, it's on video out there somewhere.
Oh
where,
my
like,
God.
he doesn't even know where the fuck he's at. And I'm surprised he even played. They subbed his ass on. That's how desperate Monterrey was. But he's a starter. He's a good player. Argentine guy from Milan, Marseille. Good teams under his belt. And he's been good for Monterrey. I can't help but wonder if he was fit, would they have lost still?
Damn.
And so I thought that was an interesting what if, and just unfortunate. I think his daughter's fine, but it's just crazy how life comes at you sometimes. And so I thought that was interesting. And then I guess there's not a whole lot of jóvenes right now, but I just wanted to tout some of the jovenazos. And so let's see. You had Omar Campos, left back for Cruz Azul, 23 years old. He's just coming in for Rotondi, who's kind of like not as good as he used to be. Then you have Amaury Morales, 20-year-old kid, center attacking midfielder for Cruz Azul. He was subbed on late when they were trying to, get something from the result. He didn't do too much. Let's see. Then I already touted Del Villar, the center back for Toluca, 20 years old. I think he should be a seleccionado. And that was it. I don't have Luca Romero for Cruz Azul. I guess you could count him. I think he's like 21, 22 years old. I think he's pretty mid. We're not going to call him up, I don't think. But yeah, not a lot of jovenazos in the later Liguilla stages. So, but the guys that are here are the real deal, I think, especially Del Villar. Anyways, thanks for having me, everyone, and have a good one.
Thanks, Rifalo. That's some crazy cheese, man, you told us. I had no idea. But yeah, I think we have ourselves a very juicy final. I'm really looking forward to it. And obviously, like, I don't like either scenario, with Toluca winning and tying Chivas as number 2 all-time, title leader. Or Tigres, creeping up on us if they end up winning their 9th title. But I think that we're, seeing the best offense versus the best defense. There's bound to be some drama with Nael Guzman in the back. And, obviously, we have Turco Mohamed, who, if he does secure this title, we need to start having discussions as all-time great coach in Liga MX. I would love to have him at Chivas, even if it's a short-term fix. He knows how to win titles. He knows how to win in this short season formats and playoff format. So, yeah, that's just my closing thoughts. We'll see if we can get a reaction either on Thursday or Sunday after the final. If not, expect us Tuesday like our normally scheduled podcast. But yeah, I mean, we're closing out the year. We're closing out Liga MX. So hang tight, guys. The best is yet to come. And of course, we'll catch you on the next one. I forgot to mention a big shout out to all of our listeners. We got our Spotify Wrapped results in, and you guys were super supportive, or we had tremendous growth, and we're seeing that you guys do like the video format. We had some of our episodes just transcribed and you could read along on the Spotify video. And we're really heavily considering doing video format next year with all of our ugly mugs. So yeah, let us know what you guys would like to see next year for Cantina. But we appreciate your support. Thank you guys.